Greetings, good evening. It is evening. It's actually evening. Last time it was morning my time, afternoon y'all time, but it is evening on Friday, October 6th. My name is Tonda Sizwe Shimaringa, and this is Rootwork here on Black Power Media. No, this is not my usual time. I wanted to talk about this subject with these particular guests, and this was the time that was available for them. So again, this is Rootwork here on Black Power Media. Welcome to the show. Greetings to all of you. Greetings, the Jaman. Greetings to the new members, Iyapo Yopa, Daniel Lugasi. Greetings to all of y'all. As per usual, like this video now before you get caught up and forget. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share so that someone else will subscribe to the channel. Support us on Patreon. Support us here on YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, support. Get all that out the way. Hey, Marley Gordon, how you doing? So, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and my guests are representatives of the organization Sisters of the Underground. I came across them through Brother Ajay Tahimba and the Harlem Liberation School, which does political education also on YouTube. They have a platform just like Black Power Media. And this is an organization that has been around, well, the people in the organization have been around in other formations doing good, grassroots, militant, radical, revolutionary work for a while. And they have come together to form Sisters of the Underground, which is basically like an underground railroad regarding our people who are involved in sex trafficking, who are the victims, I should say, of sex trafficking, domestic violence, and other ills in our community. So I want to bring those folks on right now. We're going to have Mo Black, who's head of security for Sisters of the Underground. We're going to have Sister I Me, and we're also going to have, hopefully at some point, the founder of Sisters of the Underground, Sister Lissetti Shakur. So let's bring these folks in now.
Peace
Sis
and
I,
power.
Sis I Me in Louisiana, Mo Black, y'all unmute yourselves. Welcome to Rootwork here on Black Power Media.
Peace and power. Peace and power.
Peace, love, and light.
How y'all doing this evening?
I'm grand. This Mo. I'm grand. How you doing?
Where you at? Where are you? Where are you located, Mo?
I'm in Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, you know I hear that southern accent, sis. I'm out there. I was like,
Ah!
where's she at? Is she in Louisiana too? I know she down south.
No, I'm in Memphis, Tennessee.
And since I mean, you are the Louisiana conductor for,
Yes.
and Sister Lissetti, I'm not sure where she is, but she'll let us know once she gets in the spot. I'm out this way in Los Angeles. So let's get started. Please tell our audience, what is Sisters of the Underground? That's my first question.
You want me to go, Mo, or you gonna go?
You can handle it.
Okay. Well, Sisters of the Underground is it's a grassroots organization, and it was found by our national chairwoman, Lasidi Shakur. And it is a service that provides services to families with sex trafficking, missing persons, domestic violence, sexual abuse, anything that happens ill in our community. We come and we attend the court hearings. We assist with filing restraining orders. One of our main things is we educate our community on what to and what not to do and how to prepare in case things like this come to your doorstep. We want to hope that it doesn't, but in case it does, we want to make sure that our community is prepared for for when these things happen, because most of the systems are not designed for people of melanin color. So
Mhm.
therefore, we have to have a way of escape whenever we fall into temptation. And so we come back to fight against the epidemic of human trafficking, again, against the domestic violence. And so we've come together. Sister City has created the Melanin Alert, which is the missing endangered legal alert notification. And we're working now to initiate it as a nationwide program, which is actually a bulletin alert that is designed to inform our people, the media, whenever we have someone that's going missing in our community, that we can link that chain together, whether through social media.
Oh, I think you may have dipped out for a minute, sis. Your audio may have dipped out.
uh,
Whether through social media or what?
or phone, however we can link it, word of mouth, however we can build that bridge together to make sure that we can stop um, traffickers, to make sure that we can stop kidnappers from coming into our community and wreaking havoc.
Hmm. So on the screen, I've put it up, the missing endangered legal alert notification initiated nationwide, the Melanin Alerts system. Text Melanin to 702 608 8551, and you will get text alerts whenever a person goes, a person of color, a melanated person is in goes missing. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Okay, I'm working on try. Okay, there it is. Now, so the first question I asked you was, what is Sisters of the Underground? My next question is, why is Sisters of the Underground? I was hoping Sister Lassetti would have joined us by now, but it's all good. Um, my understanding is some of you, some of the members, some of the leadership are veterans of other Black liberation movement forces. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes, it is correct.
Okay. So why is Sisters of the Underground? Why do you exist? Let's amplify that. Tell us again why you exist. Not just what you do, but why do you exist?
Why do you exist? I can do it from a personal standpoint, if that's okay.
Sure.
I'm one of the last conductors to join the system. Well, I'm not the last. I'm one of the last conductors to join. Sisters of the Underground actually came to my rescue when I was at a time that I needed them. I was on a business venture and was actually assaulted by one of my clients.
Mm,
Um, Being a survivor of childhood sexual abuse and also several rapes growing up,
mm,
I automatically knew what to do. I am now a trauma counselor, and so I knew what to do. But yet, at the same time, when it's happening to you, the scenarios changes, and
mm,
so I am also a member of the Black Panther Party power movement under General Joe Jackson. And he led me to Sister Lassetti and told me to get in contact with her and the Sisters of the Underground and to see if they can help me go through this scenario, in which they did. They
mm,
did more than what I asked them to do, actually to the point of being the revolutionaries that they are, confronting my assaultant. And so because of that, I felt dedicated to this organization. And so one of the things that we're called to do is, when our people in our neighborhood need help, we are there to help them. We are there to come to their aid, not necessarily on our own because we're only so few, but
mhm,
through our network of community leaders and community organizations, we're able to go into various communities and rescue them in a time of need. And so for me personally, that's why the Sisters of the Underground exist, because we have people in communities of color that have no way of escape, that don't know what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And the Sisters of the Underground provide the information, provide the education, and provide, uh, as I would say, the train ride out of their
mm,
circumstances.
mhm, mhm. And I see Sister Lassetti has joined us. Let's bring Sister Lassetti on now. Mhm, I'm going to keep this up for a while as long as I can. The Melanin Alerts, missing, endangered, legal alert notification initiated nationwide. Melanin Alerts Text Melanin to 702 608 8551. Sister Lacetti Shakur, greetings. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being on Rootwork.
Yes, ma'am. Peace and power. How's everyone tonight?
I think we all right. I think we all right. I was asking your comrades what is Sisters of the Underground and why is Sisters of the Underground. We just got the personal story from Sis I Me in Louisiana. And I was saying that I came across you all through Brother Ajay Tahimba's Harlem Liberation School, also here on YouTube. But I believe you are also, as I was saying, many of you all are veterans of militant Black liberation formations. That's correct?
Yes, ma'am. That is correct. We are all former members of a gun club. And I myself was a member of the new Black Panther Party.
Now, in terms of the work that Sisters of the Underground is doing, did you feel that this type of work could not be done in those formations? Did you really felt that there needed to be a separate organization as opposed to an arm of certain Black liberation movement organizations? Is maybe I do need. Let me hold on. Okay, let's get your face up in this so we can see. Did you feel that this work could be done better if you branched off from these organizations, or did you think about being an arm or a unit or an auxiliary of some Black liberation formations?
Well, first, we all are armed. We all are pro 2A. I want to make sure that's known. But as far as if this work could have been done in those formations, the short answer is no. I believe that what makes us unique is the fact that we are all Black female organization. We do work with our brothers, we do need our brothers, but I felt that it was time for the people to see our sisters in the forefront as far as being loud, being a voice when it comes to these things that are affecting our community. Now, that is not to take away the voice of the sisters that has been doing it before me and currently still are that are in those organizations.
Mhm.
I just felt that an all female organization needed to be in the forefront of this fight.
Okay. Sis Mo Black, got a question for you. And I'm the host. I'm just trying to draw the information out of y'all. So please don't take this the wrong way. But why is there a need for a security chief for Sisters of the Underground?
I mean, like shit. When you going out and you you trying to take a woman off the street from a pimp, or you know what I'm saying, this shit get dangerous. Like you can't just walk up and say, look, and talk to this sister and be like, look, it's a better way. You can come with us. We can offer you this and we can offer you this. Because that man gonna look at it like you taking money out of his pocket. So that's a threat. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. You can't walk in no domestic violence situation and just talk to that man or that woman and be like, "Come with me." He gonna turn on your ass just like he done turned on her. Shit. I mean, what? Why is that a question?
It's a question because I knew you was gonna bring it like that, sis.
Oh,
And I wanted the BPM audience to get your fire. That's why.
yeah, this how this gonna go. Like you can't, you gotta be on 10 toes when you in the streets fucking with shit like that. I mean,
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
I mean, like it's real out there. If you ever been in the streets, you know that.
Yes, ma'am. And as a matter of fact, so talking about security and etc. I saw on your Instagram page, which for folks who want to know, it's We Are Sotu, SOTU, on Instagram. You were talking about what's the brother's name? A brother by the name of Bupak Shakur, who had passed away earlier in the week. Upon it, he's part of the Michigan anti-predator team. Now, this is a brother who's you all have worked with him or just in solidarity with this brother?
Well, we are in solidarity with the brother. I did follow him on social media, so I was aware of him. I've never met him in person, however.
Hmm. But this is a brother who made it his business to expose predators in the state of Michigan. He would pose as a, my understanding is he would pose as a teenage girl and would agree to meet up with people. And in this particular instance, it was a 17-year-old and an 18-year-old that he met up with. And there was an altercation, and he ended up, was he, I don't know if he was stabbed or shot, but he ended up dying. And those young brothers, 17 and 18, are now in custody. So I bring that up because, as I said, I knew Mo Black was going to bring the fire, was going to bring the real. But I bring that up because this is real serious work
Hmm.
that y'all have dedicated yourselves to, and that you have not turned back from. Like you say, you 10 toes down, you not backing up, not an inch. And I appreciate the work that y'all do. I appreciate your presence, which is why I thought we need to have y'all on the show during Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Let me go back to your website for a moment. Let's see. So you talk about, again, sex trafficking, missing persons, and domestic violence. Let's see, is that? Uh, hopefully that's showing up. Hopefully folks can read that. But the website is SOTU, SOTU, SOTUsisters.com. Under sex trafficking, you talk about the fact that the U.S. Department of Justice reported that 62% of human trafficking suspects, including both children and adults, are African American. Additionally, African American children make up 52% of all juvenile prostitution arrests. In many instances, these children are not prostitutes, they are victims. Missing persons. African Americans account for roughly 13% of the US population, but nearly 40% of persons gone missing. Historical desensitization, negative stereotypes, and criminalization related to minority persons reported missing are problematic when trying to get justice and equity for our missing Black women and girls. From the Bottom Up Foundation is working to shine light and garner more attention, resources, and support for the nearly 65,000 missing women and girls of color across the country. Bottom Up Foundation, I'm assuming, is a solidarity organization. Domestic violence. 45.1% of Black women and 40% of Black men have experienced intimate partner physical violence, intimate partner sexual violence, and or intimate partner stalking in their lifetimes. Several statistics down here. Here's one. 53.8% of Black women and 56.1% of Black men have experienced psychological aggression by an intimate partner in their lifetimes. This may be the only statistic that we have currently where Black men are outnumbering Black women. 31.8% of Black women and 16.8% of Black men have experienced one or more of the following intimate partner violence related impacts: being fearful, concern for safety, any post traumatic stress disorder symptoms, injury, need for medical care, housing services, victim advocate services and or legal services, missed at least one day of work or school, and contacting a crisis hotline. So this is all information that can be obtained from the We Are, excuse me, the Sisters of the Underground website, SOTU, SOTU, SOTUsisters.com. Sister Lassetti, I know that you are also a, I believe, is it a court appointed advocate? Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Please tell us about that work.
Absolutely. So I believe, because I was listening in before I got on, as I was making it back home, but Sister Yolanda spoke on it briefly. Part of our work is going to court with these ladies. Sometimes we have to be their voice. Sometimes we're just there to hold their hands. I do also represent children in the foster care system as their advocate as well when they are being abused or if they just need a familiar face when they're bouncing from home to home.
Mm-hmm.
There's no set limit on the type of services that we do. That stuff I've been doing for quite a while. The sex trafficking, I've been doing that on my own without an organization for well over 20 something years. And it was just doing the same thing. I would go to court, or if there was a young sister that say, hey, I don't have money for a bus ticket and I need to get out of here, whatever it takes to get someone out of a position that they do not want to be in is the type of work that we do. So a lot of time people are saying, "Oh, are you kicking in doors and busting out people windows?" We're not doing that. We do go to doors, but we are very strategic when we are doing so. We are Sisters of the Underground for a reason. We
Mm-hmm.
try to blend in as much as possible to remove these women or our men, because we do also offer our services to our men. We try to do it as discreet as possible, because one of the main things with getting these women and men out of these situations is our relocation services.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get a bus ticket, a plane ticket. We do have drivers that will meet us, in certain places and transport them over.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to go into too much detail about
Right,
that.
right. Because
But
it's underground. It's underground work.
absolutely. And so
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it is a little frustrating when we see the people, they not on camera. How do we know they're doing it? Well, that's not the intent behind our work. We're not doing this for cameras. We're not doing this for social media presence. I named the group Underground because that's what I was doing for so long. And it definitely is a security risk with this type of work, especially for our women, because let's be honest, most of these victims are women, right? There are possibilities of us going to try, like Sister said, these men view them as property. So there is a very strong threat out there. So, no, we are not walking up to car doors and smacking people over the head. However, we are capable of defending ourselves. We try not to go that route because we got to also protect those that we are trying to recover as well. So there's a lot of security, things in place. We do absolutely work, like I said, work with other organizations that provide security. Sometimes our sisters need a security presence when they're going to court because they feel so intimidated, or they have been receiving death threats or anything like that. So again, it's a very huge scale of the type of things we do. It's more of a crisis response network than anything. That would be the best way to describe that.
Crisis response. Okay.
Hmm.
Because I was on a live earlier today with some comrades, sisters, psychologists, um, anthropologists, history professor, etc. And we were talking about what do we believe is the root cause. And there's always that thing of, well, if you go back to white supremacy, and it's like, well, how does that? If you're faced with death in your face, how does or what does knowing the root cause of white supremacy do for you right at that particular second? So, yes, thank you for that. There is a need for crisis response, tangible, material. Let me help you right now with this situation. And
Absolutely.
that's where your organization comes in. And you did say that you all are pro 2A, pro Second Amendment. You all are armed. And I guess being in the South, that makes it easier, of course. I'm out here in LA. We ain't supposed to be armed. That don't mean we ain't armed, but I'm just saying, right? Do you provide training, gun training, self defense training for sisters who may want it, or anyone in the community who may want or need it?
So that's where the other organizations come in. Like I said, we work with several, Black militant organizations. We do also work with those in the community that offer that type of training. As far as SO2 itself, no, we are not well, we are not equipped to teach firearm training or self defense, but we network with others that can provide that type of training.
And whenever the self defense and the arm aspect comes up, I'm looking over at Mo Black and I see her smiling. So, what kind of give us some more fire, sis? What you wanted to say? Well, I know you want to say something, sis. Come on now.
I was kicking ass before the training. The training just an enhancement. Shit.
And I'm you on tonight with these two sisters. I don't know what to do. Sis, I me. You got any more to add to this? The other thing I wanted to ask you now, if you don't mind my, okay, I see it says, hold on.
I want to
I'll get back to that in a second. Go ahead, sis.
um Sister Amy dear just remind me, she is our only lead conductor that is not firearm trained, that it was a personal decision of hers. But we definitely make sure that she's secure when she's out there. So she just messaged me and told me to make sure I say that because that's a personal decision of hers. So there we go, sis.
So I see
Thank
you.
you. No, I wanted to
Go ahead.
make sure because with everything that's going on today, sometimes people find the least little smallest hole to try to cross in to bring up and accuse you of things. My dad was a probation and parole officer when growing up, so I was always around firearm all my life. And even growing up as a child, and as an adult, I've had firearm pointed at my head. Not saying that I don't want firearm or that I do want, but at the same time, it's something that I will have. I am getting, but when I do get it, nobody has to know that I have it but me, because it ain't your business. And so I'm a therapist more so than I am militant. That's where my training is, because I know that my sisters are going to bring these people out, and when they come out, it's my job to make sure that they are mentally and emotionally sane to go back into the community and be productive. And so that's where I bring my expertise in as a counselor and as a therapist, more so than as a militant. Because I do believe that in an organization, we do need everybody to bring in their gifts. And so that's my gift that I bring to the table. I offer my services, to the people that we help. And I do it without charge for those that come in under the Sisters of the Underground. And so for that, I don't need a gun to do what I do. But at the same time, again, I me.
Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. That was well said. When she said, all of us play a different role. All of us have our own lane. All of us. But yeah, I did what she said though.
And I want to reiterate that absolutely Sister Yolanda's position, I personally would say, is more critical than the role that the rest of us play, because we can go and get you out of these situations, but what do we do when we get you out of these positions? If you are not mentally ready to go back into the community, that means you're not mentally ready to get a job, you're not mentally to perform everyday life tasks, because you got to remember these people have been brainwashed as they have been in these positions. So we really stress the fact of self-love, which is how we came to be as a sisterhood. A lot of people say, well, we don't need a lot of all women's formation. I disagree, because the stereotype of Black women working together, a bunch of Black women, they can't get together. They gonna be catfighting, this and that. So on top of what we do, we also have a very strong bond of sisterhood amongst us, and we try to display that, especially to our younger sisters that are victimized. We want them to reassure them with their self-love, their self-worth and things like that. So we definitely make sure that we get them in to speak with Sister Yolanda or myself, so that we can get them on the right track, because we can take you from Nevada to Texas, but if you're not capable of performing everyday skills, then what was the point of doing that? So when we say we rescue people, we mean full circle. We mean we're going to get you out of the situation, and then we're going to make sure that we get you in a position to be better, have a better life. So we do work with local community organizations that can assist with jobs, with housing, food, clothes, shelter. It's really a full service type of organization. And a lot of people wonder, well, do we have to be militant, or do we have to um, be out there in the field? There's so much work with this. We have some senior sisters that we use. They just make phone calls. Something happening in my state, and I can't make a phone call, so I'll ask one of the other sisters to do it. And sometimes we're able to do the most help just by making a couple of phone calls and partnering up with other people. So to try to put us under one umbrella, it would be a little hard, because like I said, we are a crisis response. We do respond if we have a young brother or a young sister that is in the middle of a mental health episode, and the parents or family are afraid to call law enforcement for obvious reasons. I think we all are aware of why that is. We do try to work with local counselors and therapists that can respond to those calls as well, and try to de escalate the situation.
Thank you for that. So, what I was going to say is, you put on here, you are the Nevada conductor. Mo Black is in Tennessee. Sis I Me is in Louisiana. I wanted to ask you if you can tell our BPM audience, what is the reality for Black women and girls in Louisiana, in Tennessee, in Nevada? Can you give us an idea of some of the things y'all are dealing with?
Again.
I'll go first because actually mine is the
Okay.
shortest. Here in Louisiana, we have actively 222 people missing.
Mm,
Out of those 222 missing that are reported so far under our state, um, right now in Louisiana, our is I'm just getting started. So no excuses or anything thrown, but I am just getting started. And so far here in Louisiana, I'm learning is a gateway. Um,
is a
gateway
what?
that is a gateway.
Uh huh.
A gateway because we're first of all located right on the Mississippi.
Mm,
I just relocated further down south, but at the same time, I'm learning that in a neighboring area of our state capital actually is under fire with a lot of things that's going on because they just recently undercovered a um, a warehouse where the law officers literally took people and beat them.
mm,
And so they're uncovering that now on top of a lot of missing cases that are cold filed. And so that's what's happening here in Louisiana is the uncovering of cold cases because a lot of our children that went missing are not reported, um, pushed under the table, and all of that. So you have independent people that are out there looking for their loved ones, but not headed by any organization because it's not getting any media play at all. So I'm expecting it to grow within the next year or so, especially once the word gets out about the Sisters of the Underground and that we're here to help them. I'm actually afraid because I think a floodgate is going to open, especially when it comes
Mm,
to sexual abuse and sex trafficking, more
mm,
so than missing persons. We're not really big on missing persons, but domestic violence and sexual abuse. Then when that month comes, I have a whole heap of stuff for you.
mm, mm,
As far as Memphis, it's basically it's situations where it's more so runaways, and sometimes they look for them. Sometimes when I say they, I mean MPD
mm,
and parents. Majority of the time they don't. So right now I'm just basically trying to sort through uh which ones are actually runaways. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
Uh, Cause I know for myself about that. I was in state's custody. I grew up in foster care, so I ran away at the age of 15, and like they had a location on me, and they came to this spot like one time. Never came back to see if I was there. Never looked for me or nothing like that. So I've been on my own ever since. So I
mm,
know that's how MPD get down. So
mm,
I, I'm trying to find out which ones I'm sorting through now, trying to find out which ones are actual runaways and which ones uh may maybe they being trafficked. Cause it is a lot of that here too. It's a lot of pimping and hoeing going on here, baby.
mhm,
It's a lot of that. So you know what I'm saying, and those be the targets, the ones that run away from foster care,
mhm,
uh, the one that come out of low income housing and that sort of thing. I mean, like she. I mean, like you ain't eating at home. You ain't wearing the best of clothes. You're gonna be out here. You're gonna be trying to do what you can do to get where you can get, and it's
mhm,
gonna be some sweet nigga. Think he is anyway. Gonna come right on along, scoop you up, and
mm.
have you out here. So it's a lot of that too. I'm just
Keep it real. I feel you, sis. I
trying to
feel you.
go through and figure out which ones are actually, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm,
It's a lot of that. So
mhm,
it's a lot of work. It's time consuming too. But if you about it, then shit, you about it.
mhm. And Sister Lucetti, I can only imagine with Las Vegas and Reno and what's that other one? Henderson and all that's
Mhm.
gone, sis. Let us know what's going on.
Well, first things first, Nevada is number 2 in statistics for sex trafficking.
Mm,
It is definitely a huge problem out here for obvious reasons. We have the brothels, we have the casinos, we have the underground tunnels out here. I mean, you name it, it's out here in Las Vegas. You
now
got the
hold up.
hotels.
What is an underground tunnel?
Well, there are several tunnels in Las
No, stop it,
Vegas
bro. Stop.
that goes from here to Arizona, from here to California, from here to Utah, where they are what we call, they bring these children from these neighboring cities and states,
Mm,
and they get lost in the world of Las Vegas.
mm,
So when we say underground tunnels, that's what we mean. However, there are actual tunnels out there as well, but that's
mhm.
for another show. But when we say tunnels,
I thought that's what he was asking about.
Well, when we say tunnels in the trafficking world, that is what we mean by these neighboring cities and states. Some cities and states serve as what we call portals, where they're literally going to these cities and states specifically to get these children and bring them to cities like Las Vegas, where they can get lost and not many will notice that these children are out of place or from other worlds because of the dynamics of so many people, different people that you cross paths with out here. You know, you get people from all over the world. It's very easy to blend in or kind of fly under the radar.
Hmm. Especially with children on the border that get caught up in this. Hmm.
Yes.
So I know a lot of people are appreciating your presence here on the show and appreciating the work that you do. I put in the show description the website, so2sisters.com. I want to go back though and put up the melanin alerts
Yes.
again so that folks will get that phone number.
I also want to mention on that. So it is a local number for Las Vegas. Some see the area code and get thrown off. It is a local number. However, those messages goes across the state. So please don't be hesitant to register for that. Surprisingly, we are very low with the amount of subscribers to that.
Mm-hmm.
So we are thankful for you to bring us on and, kind of get that word out. But
Mm-hmm.
to your viewers specifically, I want to ask that you guys share the Melon Alert. We need more people to subscribe to this. We do want to kind of take it nationally. That is a huge fight for us. It may take us some time because not a lot of people know about it. So if you can spread the word on that and help us get that nationally, and like I believe Sister Yolanda spoke on it briefly, there
Mm-hmm.
are certain dynamics that you have to meet when it comes to the actual Amber Alert. If you go to our website, you will see the different methods that we use to kind of get that initiated for you. We tried to bypass all of those red walls, we call it, with the Amber Alert, so that our people can get these alerts out nationwide. Because again, when it comes to missing persons and sex trafficking, the chances that you're going to find your loved one in the area that they came missing from is very slim. With
Mm-hmm.
trafficking, they try to get you in and out. They are not going to keep you in one location for very long. They're trying to get you from there to the city that they're going to be residing in with you, and to do that they have to move extremely fast. So the purpose of a network is so when we get especially a child missing, we will contact our neighboring cities and states conductors and say, hey, this child may be headed your way. This is a very much needed, not just an organization, but the network itself is needed, because not a lot of people realize how fast it is for our children to just vanish, and how long they'll be gone, or the chances that we will get our children back. So I believe that if we have people in place that can kind of cut some of this off at the head, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
our statistics will go down in numbers drastically about our children coming up missing. That was the idea behind the why of Sisters of the Underground.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's right. It's not for Amber. It's for Antonisha.
And Keisha and Laquan.
Them too.
702 608 8551. The missing endangered legal alert notification initiated nationwide, the Melanin Alerts. Again, that is a local Nevada area code prefix, but it is nationwide, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes,
all you have to do is text the word melanin to this number and be up on these melanin alerts. Again, the website is SOTU sisters.com. That's SOTU for Sisters of the Underground. Real quick, I wanted to ask you, we're clear now, or if we weren't clear before, crisis response. Tangible, material, what has to be done right now in a crisis. But at the same time, many of you come out of Black militant liberation movement forces. And there has always been that dichotomy or that issue or that concern about calling the police, going through the criminal justice system when we have issues in our community. It seems obviously that you have no issues whatsoever with that. Is that fair to say?
no, I'm sorry. No issues with.
Going through utilizing the police and going through the criminal justice system.
We absolutely do not have any issues with utilizing that for this type of work.
Hmm. I mean, yeah, when it
I'll
came in,
just say my personal opinion, honestly, when it comes to these people that are sexually harming our children, I do believe that they need to be eliminated.
mm,
I don't believe
I'm
that
mad at
they deserve to continue to walk amongst us if they are that evil to sexually hurt our children or for years and years, or a infant 6 months or younger. I mean, we have had children that can't even walk and talk that have been victimized by that, and so I believe that the answer to that should be death.
mm. Sis Lord say, on site.
On site.
Site. I'm not mad at you. I'm just, asking the questions as the interviewer. I ain't mad at it. Not at all. I support y'all. So, is there anything that I left out that you wanted to make sure our audience knows about the work that you're doing?
Sisters, y'all have anything? No. Um, I personally would like for people to get I don't know, the stigma out of their head that we are supposed to be out there with cameras and flashing lights and posting these people that we are assisting on social media just to prove that we're doing this type of work. Remove that mindset, because we are instilling more trauma on these people with broadcasting them all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
If there is a person that says to us they want us to speak publicly on their case, then we will do so. But that is not a requirement, nor do we try to go out there with the intent of we got to Facebook live this, we got to Instagram live this, we got to take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
For obviously reasons, it does bring more danger to our security team with us taking pictures out there in the midst of this. It does bring more danger to the victims. If this young lady is escaping from her pimp, all he got to do is follow a trail on social media. When we are working our missing person cases, I will honestly tell you that most of our information comes from people's social medias.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have parents that have posted their children's school with their grades, with their teacher's name, every bit of information needed to go and take these children. And so we're not going to do that. You will see us trying to post sometimes statistics or local information. We would love to have a conductor, a lead conductor in every major city. Right now, we are very small because most of the people that like to work with us behind the scene. A
Mm-hmm.
lead conductor is someone like the ones on here whose face is out there, who's doing the interviews and being public about it. However, we do have several that are behind the scenes and they are critical to the organization itself.
Mm-hmm.
So
Do you have Cash App or Venmo?
we
People
do
to support
have Cash App, yes ma'am.
you.
And
I
that's the other
think they.
thing.
I'm sorry. I was gonna say I think they. You know what I'm saying? They so used to us like being in the Panther Party, and that's what when we in the party or we in the gun club, the 2A marches, like that's what we do. You know what I'm saying? We on camera or either when we clothing and feeding, it's on camera. But doing this, nah, this shit don't need to be on camera.
Mhm.
This shit don't need to be on camera. For
Mhm.
real.
I also want to mention we get a lot of people that ask, are we a nonprofit? We are not a nonprofit. We are self funded. I chose not to be a nonprofit because of so much red tape you have to go through to get that nonprofit status.
Right.
But the main reason is because this is for us, by us. We only work with our communities. That's not to take away from these things affecting other people in their communities, but this is strictly for the Black community, the work that we do.
Mhm.
And we could not be a nonprofit and solely 100% say only Black women, only Black men and children can benefit from these services. So
Mhm.
we self-funded. We pay for hotels, we pay for bus tickets all out of our own pocket. So um but you did ask what was our Cash App. It is Underground Sisters.
Underground Sisters
Yes.
with the
And we
dollar
do keep,
sign.
yes, ma'am. And we do keep record. We do have a treasurer, and if there's someone that has made a donation and they want to see where these funds are, we are very open with showing that these funds have paid for tickets or a hotel stay. This is not something that we do to line our pockets, if you will. If anything is taken from our pockets on several occasions. I mean, several occasions, but when it's a passion of yours, it doesn't matter. You find a way to get it done. And so we are 3 years strong as an organization. We
Mm-hmm.
are brand new, if you will, but like you mentioned earlier, the work itself, a lot of us have been doing for some time. We just kind of banded together to form the organization.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Dollar sign Underground Sisters for folks to help support the work that you are doing. It is a Friday evening. I know that you said that this was the time available for you, and I wanted to get y'all in here with a quick, but I don't want to keep you all Friday evening. I don't want to keep the BPM crew all evening. But if there are any questions, real quick, in the time that we have left, y'all put them in the chat and we will ask them of our guests. Sister Lacetti Shakur, Mo Black, and Sis I Am I Me of the Sisters of the Underground. We're going to try to, not we're going to try to, I'm going to pass on your contact information to the host of the Remix Morning Show. They usually come on at 8 a.m. East Coast time, usually 8 to, usually a 2 hour show, but I think their interviews may be 1 hours. And that's Tuesday, Wednesday through Friday. I'm sorry, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays here on the Black Power Media platform. So we're gonna push that. Hopefully, get you guys back where you can get an even larger audience, expose your work to an even larger audience, make folk or more folk aware of you, get you some donations and any type of other support. Let's
Beautiful.
see.
Thank you again
Here,
for having
here,
us.
well, before we go now, there's one. Does your org support Black communities in other states?
Absolutely. We're trying to get this network in all 50 states,
Hmm.
even non-local states.
Saturday show. And so there's a remix show, which is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and there's a Saturday show. So we're going to do what we can. I don't see any other questions.
All right.
For other oh, there's one. For other city conductors, do they just reach out on the website?
Yes, you can leave a message directly on the website, or you could email us at underground sisters, the number one, at gmail.com. When it comes to our lead conductors and our underground conductors, if you will, we do have an application process because we have to make sure that who we are entrusting with these victims that have been victimized are going to be in safe hands. Because we know sometimes people will try to get in the mix of these victims and victimize them further. So we do have an application process that we use to bring on other conductors.
And you said that's underground sisters one at gmail.com,
Yes. Or directly on the website.
which again, so2sisters.com.
Yes, ma'am.
So the folks here want to make sure that you get as much exposure as possible from Black Power Media. They want you back on some of the shows that are not Friday nights at 6 p.m. I will pass on that information to them. And please, we hope that you all, as this person says, we hope you all expand. But,
We're
first
trying
thing,
to.
the only way that you're going to do that is you get support to expand. But you are absolutely doing necessary work. I know y'all are doing the Lord's work. I don't know if anybody's told you, but you're doing the Lord's work. We appreciate each and every one of you, especially you, Mo Black. We appreciate each and every one of y'all, Sister Lissetti, Mo Black, Sis I Am Me, and all the other unnamed conductors. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Thank you so much for being on Rootwork tonight.
Thank you, sis, for having us.
No problem. No
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you.
We appreciate y'all. Absolutely appreciate y'all.
Thank you,
And
sisters, for joining.
let us know anytime, any way we can help you. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
And
Peace and power.
we will definitely be in touch to let you know about other opportunities for interviews and to amplify your work.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, y'all. Y'all stay
Black
safe.
power.
Peace and power.
Peace and power, Black Power. Stay safe. And right at 59 minutes, 21 seconds, Mr. Arthritis is knocking on the door. So that's going to be my cue to get on up out of here. But we hope that you appreciated this program. Again, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Please check out Sisters of the Underground, so2sisters.com. Email them. Don't forget the Melanin Alerts. Let me give it again, just to be sure. I just want to be sure. 702 608 8551. 702 608 8551. That is a Nevada prefix number, but it is nationwide. This is the answer to the Amber Alert. This is the Melanin Alert. So2sisters.com, SOTU sisters.com. All right, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. I'm going to get up out of here. Peace. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this Friday night. Catch up with y'all later.